Hello, good morning. Hi guys, can you hear me clearly? I think it's time to start our module today. Okay, let's wait for a few more minutes here. Okay, good morning and good afternoon. So it's already the time to start our module today. So today we have three speakers from different venture capitals. They will share their views on the industry and their investment experience in the area of NFT and Metaverse. So firstly, I would like to invite Mr. Alen. He is the co-founder of Yuanyuzhou Ventures. His topic is how to capture value in the Web3 metaverse. So let's welcome.
Hi, everybody. Very glad to come to here Global Metaverse Bootcamp. And I'm Alen from Yuanyuzhou Ventures. First of all, please allow me to make a brief introduction of Yuanyuzhou Ventures. We are focused on metaverse investment, and our founder, Tao Rongqi, he was in charge of news ICO in 2016. After that, he also was co-founder of NGC, and in 2019, he established Xorder, an organization that focuses on complex system and DAO and crypto research and games sciences, yeah, and token economy. And he have over 13 years of gaming experience since his childhood. So we have a basic science of metaverse. In early this year, when we saw the NFT was on fire, following our perspective on NFT as a value carrier of metaverse in the future, we knew the metaverse will arrive very soon. So we found Yuanyuzhou Ventures, and Yuanyuzhou is metaverse in China. So we focus on metaverse investment, and we believe in metaverse. We need a Web3 based metaverse. We believe composability investment, and we believe we should empower our portfolio after we invest them. So we have a deep besides, we have a deep partner with White Matrix and Mask. And White Matrix also is the host of this global metaverse bootcamp, and it's the biggest China ID platform in China. And Mask, it's a very famous Web3 program. Both of them with a huge developer ecology, and we also maintain good network relationship with some top exchanges and other excellent program in the industry. Okay, let's start today's topic: how to capture value under the Web3 based metaverse. To explore this issue, let's first share our core concepts of metaverse based on Web3. what's the Web3 based metaverse, and what is the difference between Web2 and Web3 based metaverse? First, let's briefly review the development of the internet, which is roughly divided into three eras: Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. In the Web 1, which started in the 1990s, was about information. The World Wide Web reduced transaction costs and made information searchable and transferable. Google was definitely the winner of this first era of the internet. Web 2 brought social and commerce platforms. Producers and consumers of information, goods, and service were brought together. P2P value exchanges were born. While Web 1 was primarily one way. Maybe, for example, reading Google search results. You can only read Google search results, but you can change it. Web 2 was more bi-directional. For example, on Uber, you can be a driver or a rider. On Instagram, you can post content and consume content too. Facebook is the dominant company born in the Web 2. Well, Web 2 created enormous value. Value always passes through a middleman. Centralized platforms like Facebook, Uber, Twitter, YouTube control the data and make the rules. Web 3 is about ownership. It's about the direct connect between creators and consumers and the gatekeepers. Yeah, blockchain is the innovation that makes Web3 possible through trustless, secure value transfers. Web3 will remove the brokers and traditional normalized value. In the Web3, users will become the real creators and builders on the internet, and the data, information, and the data assets created by users will belong to themselves finally. In other words, as the design and the vision of the next generation internet, Web3 will be a more open, fair, and secure network. And its network form is not a simple upgrade of the current Web 2. And the core problem it has to solve is mainly the distribution of platform benefits. And the Web 3 will be more user-centric and so digital identity. And we finally will have decentralized digital identity and preventing production, data validation, and decentralization are all key to its development. At this point, the pass-through tokenomic system allow users to directly participate in the development and the decision-making of the platform. A user will not only be users of the platform, repeating the value generated while freely creating content, but they will also have a right in community governments and the product development, and collective demands of users will become an important basis. In other words, we will create more and more valuable UGC content than ever in Metaverse in the future. And Web 2 allows us create value via UGC community, very convenient than ever. And in the future, we will create more and more creative value from UGC community 2 in the Web3 era. So, but we don't want its value captured still by centralized platform like Facebook, Google. So we need a Web3 based metaverse to protect us. Okay. After answering the question that why we need a Web3 based metaverse, and the second stage is to tell about how we see this stage of the Web3 based metaverse and what's the process of that. We like to think the Web3 based metaverse as the new world in the American history, or the Wild West in the American history too, or rather, metaverse is just like a public chain with picture or video. Imagine that how American went from discovering the new world step by step to the present, and how the Wild West was pioneered, or how the public chain went from a simple concept of a smart contract to now being ready for 100 million users. Yeah, just like blockchain, the process will be separated from two parts. The one is new world part. The core things of the new world is to do the MVP, to the one more and more MVP, and gain consensus, and build the new standard. It's about 0 to 1. And the second part is flywheel FX. The aim of it is it's about the scale up. It's about 1 to 100. Yeah, just like this picture. Yeah, the Web3 based metaverse is in the process of this positive feedback circle. We believe that the metaverse based on Web3 is a large social experiment, just as when we described innovations such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, DeFi. We are in a large social experiment in which we filled out patterns, how to work together in the metaverse, how to build a DAO, how to investment, how to incentive users by the way of social Darwin. Because the world is changing so fast that we simply can tell what will happen in the next few years. And if that's the case, why would we think the product-based metaverse will arrive on schedule? Yeah, just like in early this year, a lot of people said metaverse won't come too soon, or at least we should wait the mature device, the mature technology like Oculus or like AR, VR technology, and we should wait like a Facebook company or Tencent. They build a mature metaverse, just like Oasis in the film, in the Ready Player One film, and then we can experience the whole metaverse, just like the film shows us. But let's think about it. We are in the Web3 based metaverse, and really, we really is that the works in Web2 based metaverse will work? I just don't think so, because there is so much proof that the things was not looks like, or the things will not go as we expected. Just for example, in traditional opinion, if we want to step in metaverse, we should have an avatar, and we can make our own avatar by some tools. But actually, in real life, we have but in the fact of the real crypto world, we just don't pitch face by ourselves. We just accept a monkey, a punk for our avatar. Yeah, it's can't imagine before until the fact come to life. Yeah, and another example is that because of the popularity of PFP market, there is something like the rarity tool, and they will classify this JPG as high, middle, low level, and people will simply accept this standard. It's just like ridiculous, but the thing is that, and we always think it's ridiculous that in visual world we still should pay a lot of money to buy land, because in real life we can afford some a house, or we can afford a platform, a plant, but we think in virtual world we should get some house, we should get a very big land for free. But actually, in real situation, the real situation in crypto world is that we still need to pay a lot of money, even more than real life, to buy a house or buy a land in crypto voxel, in sandbox, or in decentralized. So the real life is have a large gap with what we imagination. So MVP is very important to prove or to tell us how we should live in the future with Web3. And after that, this case is about give us the insight that the practice of metaverse exploration, even though the final results may be able to be foresight, the actual process is so random that it cannot be planned and can only be improvised. It is a very complex system. Only we can do is try our best to involve in and experience. The Web3 based metaverse, which is permissionless and grows widely, is to create such an MVP environment. When a certain model is proven to work, more traditional users will be brought into the field. Yeah, and the new mass users will put forward a new demand, and then the new demands will involve a model or project to work through a social diagram, just like GameFi and Axie Infinity. The play to earn proven to work, and YGG bring a lot of Philippines to the crypto world, and we see we will produce more and more play to earn crypto program, and bring more and more people over the world to the crypto world. Then we want to create, or we want to produce more fun game, and more better things to produce value to them, to these users, and so on. After we run through the organization and the incentive forms of people in the metaverse, we will gradually bring out the mature product and the technology advantages of traditional Web2, such as we will bring AR/VR hardware and 5G technology, and we will bring traditional brands like Adidas and like Coca-Cola to crypto world, and we will bring traditional enterprises and to build a better metaverse in the end. And finally, let hundreds of millions of users enter the metaverse with real economic and social activities and social network. So just like this circle. And we need infrastructure to allow the mass, the larger hundreds of billions of users, they can move their activity on chain. Just like we need a high scalable public chain. We need a layer 2 solution. We need an OP rollup. We need a ZK to prove our privacy, and so on. So we are at this positive circle, and we won't stop it. We can't stop it. So we will also we think the Web3 based metaverse will come very soon, sooner than we imagine. So let's to the next part, how to capture value in this phase. Yeah, we like to call the current phase of great age of navigation. How do we capture value in this phase or in this stage? We think these people who are willing to be a pirate, love to adventure, accept trials, who can easily gain consensus, they can capture the most value in this stage. According to our understanding of the current metaverse stage, there are still two parts to see how to capture value. The first one is new world part. Yeah, like I said, about the end or the core, it's about again consensus. It's about 0 to 1. The core point is how to establish market from 0 to 1, or how to find this 0 to 1 market and gain consensus and define this market and makes and maybe this this team should be the rules maker. Yeah, they need to keep innovation. They need to find they need to stay sensitive, so they can find and design niche market at the very first early stage. Yeah, they should good at say story, and become rule makers. And they should be crypto native and good at run community. For example, BAYC. Yeah, BAYC. He born in May this year, and sees the avatar niche market. Before that, we just have a punk, but BAYC is the second avatar program, and it's crypto native, and their community is very good, and they tell the community a good story of NFT will bring avatar to metaverse. So they quickly they gained the consensus and brought itself from follow price from 0.08 to 1.5 Ether, and complete the transformation from 0 to 1. Yeah, this example show us that BAYC, all these monkeys, is a pure new IP. It's crypto native IP. And after this operation that he quickly become the total size is over 20,000 ether. Yeah, it's about maybe over 1,000. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's about okay. Okay, it's about over. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's a huge valuation of this program. Just about just the past several months. Yeah, so it's totally a 0 to 1 market of IP, and we can see the second part. It's a flywheel FX part. It's about scaled up. It's about 1 to 100. Teams should deliver their product and combined with traditional capital and traditional resource, they should help themselves so that they could cooperate every project in this industry. They should full use of compatibility. They should globalization. They should leverage the network effect. Yeah, still the BAYC example. After they built, they finished the 0 to 1 part. They were seen by some capital, and they combined with some traditional resources. Actually, Crestis actioned them, and they recently they co-branding with Adidas, and they became the hub that every avatar program or every PFP program or every metaverse program they want to cooperate with BAYC, so they can quickly gain thousands of users. And after this operation, the floor price has very quickly gone up about 50 ether now. So this new brand, this new crypto native brand, from 0.08 to 15 ether, just pass maybe half of a year. Yeah, it's so quick. It's so quick. So we can see only less than 1 year, BAYC has become the world-class fashion brand. Yeah, it's amazing. So it's tell us how powerful or how amazing that if we of our team they find a niche market that can bring 0 to 1, then they have ability to bring the program to 1 to 100%, 100, and yeah, they were again very much, and they were very successful. Yeah, I will share the other two example to tell further. Another example is Rarity 2. Relying on the heart of the PFP market, Rarity made a simple model based on metadata. And it will tell you what's the score of your avatar, whether it is really reasonable or not. Yeah, because everyone wants to know whether his avatar worthy or not worthy. So Rarity 2 quickly gained the consensus and gained the pricing rights, and everyone would price the avatar according to it. And the Rarity 2 turning it into a standard and become a common service that all avatar programs or all PFP projects would access. And Rarity 2 this program should pay 1 ether for each program that to Rarity 2. So you see, it's another example that Rarity 2 find another 0 to 1 market of peer-to-peer market established. Although it can hardly become 1 to 100 things, but it still can it still can gain a lot of profit. It's the charming of Web3 based metaverse. And finally, the example in metaverse in OpenSea, relying on OpenSea built the standard of metadata, and the relying on the bull market of peer-to-peer market. OpenSea has become over $10 billion valuation company. So my point, after all, my point in brief is that we are in a very new world, and we are at a very early stage. So we need to keep so the team, we want the teams, they keep innovation and find 1 0 to 1 market, another 1 0 to market, and so he will be successful very quickly and some kind of easy. And after this, the final of our part, the final part is to show that how we help our portfolio. Yeah, we can provide this service to our portfolio, like education of crypto, brainstorm, business model design, tokenomics design, and matching resources like technology, marketing, business, investment institution. Yeah, for example, when we were first founded, NFT was still hype in the artwork field, but we thought that artwork market won't be that big in the future. Although hot at that time, NFT means much more. At that time, we thought if the metaverse would come soon, that we definitely need to create buildings in this virtual land, like Sandbox, like CryptoVoxel, like Decentraland, and there will be various social activities in these things and buildings. This is a whole new 1 to 0 market, and compared to play to earn, we would like more than we would like a create to earn. We think create to earn is more reasonable that every metaverse needs UGC community, and so we hope to discover the excellent creator community as early as possible. So we found Chaos Walk. It's the largest Minecraft building or architect guild in China, and their video and their artwork has over 8 million plays on Bilibili. Bilibili is just like YouTube in China. At that time, they didn't understand NFT and crypto. So, we although they didn't understand NFT and crypto, but we think they are good, and they are the largest MC Minecraft building architect guild in China, and they have a mutual education system to educate architect very younger, and they have almost over 1,000 architect people in the community. So we think it's good. So we invested in them and educated them that what NFT is, what we understand metaverse will be, and eliminated the bad impression of crypto. Yeah, we know China almost banned the whole industry and bought sandbox land for them to build so that they can enter the crypto world faster and smooth. At the same time, we will keep them update with latest market trends and some very new program. In the then, after the Beeple painting was auctioned for over $69 million, the family think we are right. And we started to prepare the first Chinese avatar program. We discussed the technology development and operation things together, and we brainstorm. We introduced them white metrics for technology and introduced them crypto C for marketing, and finally they sold out all avatar and earned about 400 Ether. Current value is about $1.6 million. And at the highest point, the flow price up to 0.4 Ether. And after that, we still involved in business model design and economic model design. And we tell them that you should tell a very good story about architect guild and a created guild to the metaverse. And we finished BP together, and we introduced them a lot of investment institution. And after that, recently, it's almost closing this round rising. So as the beginning, like the slogan of us in metaverse we build. We always think we should build together in Web3 based metaverse, and we really want to help this a very promising program. So if any team in this global metaverse in this global metaverse bootcamp, if you want to raise money, or you think you are excellent, or you want to do some special, yeah, please touch us, and we want to cooperate with you, and expect the further cooperation. Yeah, finally, I wish you all the best in finding your own pace in the metaverse. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Alen, for his sharing. And Yuanyuzhou Ventures is actually a capital that focuses on funding great projects on NFT and Metaverse. They have traditional Chinese art collections go into NFT area. So next, we will have our second speaker, Ms. Xiao from Hashkey Capital, which is a very famous capital in crypto area as well. She is the Chief Investment Officer. She will be talking about some investment experiences on the NFTs and Metaverse. So let's welcome.
Hello. Well, hello everyone. This is Xiao. I'm the investment director of Hashkey Capital. Well, firstly, here's some basic intro about Hashkey Capital. So we're a Hong Kong-based blockchain VC, and have been investing in blockchain gaming and metaverse sector for a pretty long time. Our portfolios include some infrastructures such as Mixed Marvel and Ranger Protocol, some NFT technology providers such as Genies and Anima, also some gaming studios like Animal Cap Brand and Concept Art House, as well as some games like Aurori, Sida's Heroes, Era 7, and Iron Cell. So today I would like to talk about how to make a good GameFi project. Well, the first section is about how to build a sustainable token system. Well, here are two formulas. They can actually apply to all kinds of assets, both token and gaming assets. The first one is common sense. Token supply should be balanced with token demands, which means at an equilibrium point, the asset generating should be as fast as asset consumption. The second one says the utility of token should be balanced between spending and holding. Well, it's very hard to control the selling pressure if a token can only be used as payment tool. So you need to create a lot of use cases for the token to make it worth holding. You can think about Ethereum. Why people are willing to hold Ethereum? Because well, it can be accepted everywhere almostly. There are like hundreds of protocols on Ethereum requiring users to consume gas fee. Well, but what if the token can only be spent in one project? People may not tend to hold it. So normally a sustainable token will also have utility of holding, such as staking or receiving dividends, or maybe the privilege to receive asset airdrops. These two formula looks very simple, but they're actually fundamental things. We could maybe look into more details in later pages. Firstly, we can look at the balance of gaming assets, also known as NFT assets. There are several types of gaming assets. Actually, the type could be also taken as what the assets can be used for. For players, the NFT should at least be a pass to the game, or maybe equipment and resources to make the game more fun. Those two types are fundamental ones. On top of that, NFT could also be attached with extra privileges. For example, receiving dividends, but this might be questionable with regulators because it sounds just like securities. From the perspective of the game creator, NFTs can also be used as rewards to important players or maybe important behaviors. In terms of how to obtain the gaming assets, most of the NFT assets are purchased from both primary or secondary markets, or maybe from breeding. Well, it's worth mentioning that the purchase should be better to use some tokens outside the game. such as Ethereum or Flow token instead of in-game token, because it could bring external capital into the game. Well, some rare equipment could also be used as rewards for the time consumed in the game or for the good skills of the players. Well, it's just something like a proof of work. So in terms of the asset features, the most important one is that the asset attributes should be public and fair. And only if the players are happy with these attributes will they come and play the game. But the second thing is the cost shouldn't be too high. Otherwise, it will just cut the massive players out. And also the third point is that assets should have healthy inflation. There should be like more assets for new users to play. But if the inflation is too high and drive the asset price down, the existing players may tend to sell the asset and exit the game. Well, the last thing is that the asset should be upgradable. It's common to see in traditional world that players use resources to strengthen the equipment. But in NFT sector, it seems to be harder to do it because every time you change the metadata, there might be the gas fee issue, because it may need some infrastructures from asset standard level. Now we are not seeing anyone has already come up with a very good solution, but we can look forward in the future. Now we can see the balance in the in-game token, because normally each game will have both NFT assets and in-game token as well as a governance token. So when we talk about the balance of supply and demand, we are actually talking about how to obtain or generate and where to use the token. There are two principles here. The first one is that when token is generated as rewards, it should be given to real game playing behaviors. And the second one is that in-game token should be generated from game instead of from something like a token sale. And it should belong to players instead of investors. So in practice, how to generate or obtain in-game token, it could be rewarding the daily tasks, which attracts players to log in every day, because these behaviors are actually contributing daily activity of the game. And it also could be rewards to big milestones in the gameplay, such as reaching certain level or spending certain amount of time in the game. Or it could be generated as rewards for gaming skills. Well, just like winning prizes. On the right hand is the use cases of in-game token. The first use cases, the use case will be spending. Well, it's just like in traditional games. Whatever you purchased in the game, you could use the token. For example, use the token as a breeding fee, or maybe use the token to purchase in-game items, or spend the token to upgrade the equipment, or maybe to purchase a ticket to arena. And the second use case is holding. usually it's something like staking. For example, staking to participate in arena, or staking to build a team, or just pure staking. And some game will also accept in-game token in some like governance scenario, like voting for changing some game parameters. Well, one more thing is that not all the games need an in-game token. When the game mechanism is complicated, and the in-game economy is easy to be influenced by external markets, it's worth an independent in-game token. But if the game logic is easy and straightforward, it can also use some mainstream token instead. For example, we know that in the Z-Run game, now they use WETH as in-game currency, because the game is just relevant, easy, and straightforward. Well, the second part is about how to make the game attractive and playable. Well, we can see that today most of the blockchain games have a play to earn mechanism. Well, it's very necessary, but a game should be playable at first, because it's essentially a game, and players should come for playing, not for simply earning. So here I came up with several features that I think it's important for a good game. The first thing I would like to talk about is gaming skill. Well, we can see that most of the existing blockchain games are mini games. Well, sometimes the players need to do meaningless and repeating things to earn money. Most importantly, players mainly come for money and well, won't bring much value to the game. We can think about Axie Infinity as an example. Well, now many blockchain game players make fortune from Axie Infinity. But is it really an interesting game? Maybe only at the beginning stage. But for me, I started to get bored only after a couple of days, because it doesn't require much thinking. There are only around 130 cards in the game, and the cards combination is very limited. So the result of one battle mostly depends on the level of access. It's just like simply comparing attributes data of access. So the players can actually anticipate the result as a very beginning of a battle. Well, it's like whoever has higher blood or higher attack or maybe higher level gets win. On the other hand, in the PvE model, in order to win and keep the adventure going, the players need to keep upgrading their access just by repeating the previous checkpoints every day, just like here. So if there's not a good return in this game, I think the players will eventually get tired of it. So on conclusion, my point is a skill-based game will make more sense to real game players. For example, a card game could have more card combination and have more types of heroes. But of course, it will take longer time for game designing and development. However, at the same time, it will take longer time for players to get bored. Well, on top of this thesis, we made investment in a game called Era 7. It's a card game with more sophisticated card design, and it has as many as 1,000 cards. and also a lot of more combination than X Infinity. It targets at skilled players. The team even came up with a new concept called Esport Fight and Win to Earn. Well, because it requires efforts to win, and only the winners can get rewards. Well, it sounds similar to traditional esports, right? Because well, in traditional esports sector, the professional players spend a lot of efforts in studying the game strategies and spend a lot of time practicing the game. But only the top ones can get prize and make a fortune of what they're doing. Well, it's actually not very fair for the non-top professionals. So in this case, GameFi is actually a new way for them to make a fortune, and they really deserve it because their strategy studying and high quality playing demonstration could bring great value to the game and may encourage new players to join. They call the skill-based play to earn as Esport Fight. So, well, all in all, I think game strategy is very important for a real game. The second thing that I would like to talk about is the quality of design. Well, in traditional gaming, usually players play for entertaining, and their spending in games are completely a consumption behavior instead of earning or investing. In some cases, they're just even willing to pay for play. But we can see that these kind of games are always well made. For example, the art design, the animation, or maybe the whole narrative and background are all well made. Sometimes the players would even hanging around without doing anything or doing any tasks. For example, Zelda is such a game. It's made by Nintendo. I know many players just go sighting in the world, including me. For example, just flying here and there, or just riding the horses, or well, basically you can interact with anything you see in the world. These are actually nothing to do with the main mission of the game, but players just just like to spend time in this world. So in blockchain gaming, as VC fund, we can see an absolute trend of high quality designing games, or so-called AAA games, such as Cities Heroes, Star Alice, or Illuvian, etc. Well, honestly, we are very happy to see that. Normally, this kind of games will need a big team, maybe with strong traditional gaming background. So if you want to follow this path, at least you need to have a strong team first to compete with others. It also takes long time to develop, and apparently you will need a lot of money. But not every team has this kind of patience. So as investors, we will evaluate their ability as well as willingness to accomplish the product. It also worth mentioning that blockchain gaming could bring some different and unique experience as well. For example, the narrative or the style of designing could be crypto native. Maybe the game could happen in a crypto world with or decoration like joint branding with other protocols. Yeah, just consider crypto users accounts for a big portion of your targets. And it will be fun if they can play in their own story or maybe in a world that familiar with them. That will just be, well, somehow exciting. Or, well, the third feature could be a sophisticated play-to-earn mechanism. Except for earning tokens, earning token rewards, there could be some more interesting mechanisms in blockchain games. And the most common one would be game theory. I guess you guys all hear about the game called Wolf game. Well, it suddenly became very popular about a month ago. It just used game theory in a lot of places. Well, first of all, there are two opposing roles in this game, which are sheep and a wolf. They're both NFT assets, or we can call them gaming assets. And they're both revealed from blind boxes. They're like 10% chances to get a wolf and 90% chances to get a sheep. A sheep is actually a farmer in this game. Players can stake a sheep and get fixed number of wolf token every day, but they can only harvest 80% of them because wolves will steal the other 20%. And players can also unstake the sheep NFT when they collect a certain number of wolf token. But there are also a 50% chance to lose all wolf token that they have farmed if they just unstake the sheep NFT. On the other hand, a wolf is more like a predator. Except for stealing 20% of the wool every day, they can also have a 50% chance to steal all of the wool token if a sheep got unstaked. Also, if an NFT holder decided to breed and get the next generation, wolf can also have 10% chance to take the new generation for free. All these assets are stole without any cost of wolves, so we would prefer to call them as predators. So you can see there are a lot of things that you need to consider when you make decisions. For example, is it better to buy a sheep or buy a wolf? To be a farmer who is able to get fixed return every day, or to be a predator who has chance to make profit from other people's labor? Well, for NFT asset holders, well, should they keep farming or keep stealing with existing NFT assets, or should they breed? Because there are 10% chance to lose the new generation and waste the breeding cost. And the breeding cost is the wool token. And if wool token price goes high, the cost won't be cheap. Also, for sheep holders, should they get the guaranteed 80% of wool token every day, or should they take the 50% risk to unstake sheep and get everything back? So these are actually very interesting questions. And from the perspective of investor, I would say it's a very innovative mechanism. And actually, there were a lot of copiers of this game after it got popular. Well, I'm not saying that this game would be a long-lasting game, but it did bring innovations with game theory. That's that's new for players, and also bring some experience that we can learn from. You can also see that sometimes uncertainty is a very attractive mechanism. That's actually easy to understand because crypto players always like uncertainties. You can see how people love blind boxes, both in offline world and in crypto world. Also, looking for airdrops is another proof. They're actually betting on the airdrop amount and token price, which is unknown in which is also an uncertainty because it's unknown in advance. However, well, it's still a trade-off between risk and return. So for game designers, you need to balance those two. It's really just a problem of math because higher risk should be paid off with higher return. The last part is about social effects because well, from my opinion, a good game should have good social effects, or maybe the game itself is a social could be a social network. Well, as I just said, well, some games can just inspire strong social networks, and players can possibly get into relations outside the game. For example, like Pokemon Go, the AR feature of this game just drive people to go out and meet each other in real world, and the networking effect was really shocking. Well, I'm also a player of this game, and at that time I was in Paris, and me and my friend just went out on the streets like every day, or whenever we are free, and just to catch Pokemon with acquaintance, or maybe. So we always talked about O2O or online to offline in Web2 world. But I think augmented reality could bring metaverse to offline in Web3. And it can really build a two-way social network between metaverse and real world. So based on this logic, we just invested in Anima. There are also AR NFT producers. They are launching a mirror with AR technology. It's a portal from real world to metaverse, and it can be placed at any location with an AR mobile application and with a camera. Also, the another thing is a game itself can also be a social network, just as I said before. For example, MMO game, is absolutely more social oriented than single player game. So the player can also have group battle through guilds, or the players can also create guilds by themselves. Well, so speaking of guilds, I think they're absolutely playing a very key role in blockchain gaming sector. First of all, they need to build up a community for each game and coach the community members to play all this game. This is their value add for game projects. Well, on the other hand, they also need to have a good taste of game and lead the existing community to either earn higher return or play with more interesting game. Most importantly, guild is very localized. They know exactly what's the preference of local players and what's the user profile like. So sometimes they could also act like an incubator of games and can like give very valuable advices to the game to the game team. Okay, so, well, another thing that I would like to say is, well, it's good to collaborate with guilds at a very early stage of a game. But however, in order to keep the decentralization of the game, it makes more sense to collaborate with several guilds at the same time instead of only one. Because guilds usually will hold large stake of the gaming assets. You should watch out the asset distribution among those users and among guilds. Also, last but not the least, there are some tricks on operations to enhance the social effects as well. For example, hold some tournaments or maybe involve referral mechanism in user acquisition. Okay, that will be all of my sharing today. Yeah, I would be happy to have further discussion if anyone is interested in gamify projects or maybe interested in creating your own gamify projects. Happy to have further discussion later and after this panel. Okay, thank you all.
Thanks for the great sharing from Ms. Xiao. I think if you are a GameFi lover, you have been very excited in the past session. Okay, so next we are going to have a speaker from ANT Capital. Her name is Hannah Shen. She will share her perspectives from being a venture analyst. So let's see.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Chain IDE and White Matrix for the invitation. My name is Hannah, and I am on the investment team of ANT Capital. We are an early to growth stage venture fund for emerging disruptive technologies, particularly in Metaverse, Web 3.0 applications, and disruptive fintech. I'm honored to share a little bit about our fund today, as well as our recent investments and trends we've observed. So ANT Capital is a new global blockchain-focused VC fund founded in early 2021 and backed by a world-leading fintech giant, among other institutional investors. We've raised $100 million for our first fund and have invested in over 30 different projects in the field of DeFi, GameFi, NFT, and Metaverse in the past 7 months. What's unique about ANT is our unparalleled industry support from the leading fintech giant Ant Group, who is one of our fund's investors, and the deep blockchain know-how of our team, spanning across Asia, Europe, and North America. And to dive a little bit into details, there are 3 things I would love to highlight about our fund. First of all, we're able to provide a very professional and bespoke industry insights and extraordinary talent pool for our portfolio companies. So our portfolio projects benefit from our deep understanding of our local market and Ant Group's extensive industry resources in areas such as compliance, go-to-market, etc. And backed by all these very established players in the space, we're able to gather the top-tier talents among the industry and offer our portfolios access to an extraordinary talent pool. As we all know, like finding the right people right now to build a project with you is kind of the #1 priority for a lot of founders. So we're able to really help our portfolios build up a team and find the missing jigsaw piece to build a killer team. And secondly, we're able to offer really rich industry resources in the sense that with our partners, years of experience in blockchain, traditional internet companies, as well as our investor network, we add value to projects through various commercialization opportunities and high quality partnership opportunities in a way that like really increases the survival rate of a lot of our portfolio projects. In particular, we're able to help portfolio companies establish their good market strategies in Asia, as well as in other specific markets, given our connections with top investment institutions, exchanges, and brokers such as Binance, Huobi, OKEX, Bybit, etc., as well as blockchain media channels like Chain News, Blockbeats, Bitcoin Magazine, etc. And thirdly, we always, when we make an investment, we keep in mind all different exit options and have really developed a diversified exit option playbook to support our portfolios and facilitate their further growth. So we are able to advise them through channels like IEO, IEO, or like traditional IPOs, acquisitions, buyouts, and especially with our connection with some of the established tech giants, potential acquisitions from our investor group. Our credentials also allow us to really invest those new found alongside with some of the top tier investors in the space, such as Andreessen Horowitz, Animoca Brands, Polychain, Paradigm, Tiger Global, etc. And meanwhile, we formed strategic partnerships with chains like Avalanche, Algorand, Near, and Conflux to better support our nascent projects. In terms of our fund's investment thesis, our investment thesis is really formulated by years of industry experience from our partners and the team. Among our three general partners, Jun, one of our partners, previously led investments at OKEX exchange and is a tech veteran from the top social and financial products in Asia. Jasmine, our other partner, was a partner at blockchain fund IOSG Ventures prior to founding ANT Capital and has an extensive network in Europe. Roger, our third partner, was an early employee at Facebook and Twitter and have a very deep know-how in the social and infrastructure space. Prior to ANT, our team has invested in projects like Polkadot, Algorand, Avalanche, and hence all these brought in kind of network resources when we built this new found. And based on these experiences that our partners and team have, we're able to really formulate our own very unique investment thesis when we're tapping into new use cases and different verticals within the Web3 era. And personally, I came from a Web2 media tech startup background after graduating from Harvard and have worked in the social media and metaverse projects space in the past. So that's a lot about our fund and what we've done so far, who we are as a team. And I would love to also talk a little bit about our most recent investments and some of the trends we've observed this year and moving into 2022, what we are most looking forward to. So most recently, we've invested in a few very high-profile GameFi and NFT projects. Everyone's having their eyes on GameFi these days. So one of our portfolio projects is called Sin City, whose IGO NFT collection is currently ranking #1 on Binance NFT. Sin City was founded by the ex-head of BD at Tron, Roy Liu, along with a team with very seasoned game development veterans. And with Nifty's, we've recently also invested in this social-focused NFT marketplace called Nifty's, whose recent launch of the world's first Matrix NFT collection in collaboration with Warner Bros. Have completely sold out. We see huge potential in the GameFi and SocialFi space moving to 2022 and really look forward to projects that can deliver what we think contains entertainment, social, financial, and platform values to their communities. And in addition to GameFi and NFTs, we are investors also in a number of infrastructure projects like Staking Rewards and Aurora, with the belief that they are really the foundations of this ever-evolving Web3 space and all these new use cases that we've seen in the past year and moving forward. And we're always on the lookout for the next disruptive technology that will push our industry forward and new use cases in the space. So if you're interested in chatting with us, bouncing some ideas, please follow us on Twitter at ANTCapital, or go to our website to email us directly. I'm also very happy to connect with all of you on LinkedIn. And just and add on to what I just shared about ANT Capital, one specific example, some of you may ask about how we helped our portfolios exactly, would be our recent collaboration with Sin City. So Sin City is a mafia-based GameFi project led by, as I mentioned, the ex-head of BD at Tron, Roy Liu. So as ANT Capital, we're able to help three things for Sin City's successful launch on Binance. First of all, we're able to help them recruit their team so that they've built a very comprehensive and well-rounded team with both people with deep industry experience in Web3, in blockchain, as well as a team with a very seasoned game development experience. So that's number one. Number two, we're able to, by coming in early in the round, also connect them with other potential investors that will create synergies with the project. In this space, as we know, investors are not just providing the capital, but really the resources and the networks that they bring into portfolios to really help them grow. So we're able to really connect them with other suitable investors that we think can add value to the further growth of the project. And thirdly, we're able to advise on which platform they should go for their IDO. Eventually, they're able to, after talking to a few different platforms, able to really decide on moving forward with launching their first NFT collection on Binance. So these are three things that we're able to help with Sin City. And similarly, we were able to also support a lot of our portfolios in these similar regards, and also case by case, depending on the project's direction, and also really what the team is looking for. I hope that clarifies some of the questions. I'm also happy to connect in private to answer any specific questions you may have about your project, about ANT Capital. Thank you.
Well, thanks for Ms. Hannah's presentation today. And if you have great ideas, you can follow their Twitter accounts and DM them directly. Okay, I think that's all for today's module. And thanks for your time. See you. Bye-bye.